Here we are back again. Nobody ever thought this would. Okay, I lied. It just don't pay no mind to me. Shit. What a crazy since we last were on here. All of our teams have played. Well, I can't say all of our teams, but there's been two games at least. We had games on Saturday, and then we had games on Tuesday and Wednesday, and so for my Vols, they had this week off during the week, but they'll play again on Saturday. But anyway,
But this past Saturday, they had a big win.
they did they did they played Alabama, who's a really good team, and it was in Knoxville. It was at the Tommy Bowl, which definitely helps. Which I tried
Right.
to tell. Um, people all year, when you play at home, you get a huge advantage always. And it is hard to beat a real good team at home. And Tennessee had a good day. Alabama, unfortunately, not. They had a lot of turnovers. Tennessee got the win, 91-71. And but hey, uh, and I think Hoss, I think you were a little down on yourself after that game.
Well, it's just it was another ranked game and pretty much same outcome, a loss. Um, Turnovers are really what hurt us. That and of course being a team that kind of relies a lot on 3-point shooting, we only had like 19% uh, from the 3-point range, and that really I think led to the huge margin Tennessee was able to get because y'all were definitely knocking them down. And while our star player Sears put up his average, he's been putting up about 20, 22 points a game.
Kid's
Uh,
good.
it still, was not enough at the end of the day to get it done. So definitely props to the Vols on what they did.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yep.
I think it was a. Yeah. I mean, look, we got to play each other again. I think it's going to be a totally different outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Or I won't say outcome, but I think it'll be a totally different type game. I think that's safe to assume. Uh, Tough environment, and so hey, I've never been a big brag kind of person to begin with, but another reason why I'm not going to sit here and brag too is because I know we got to play you guys again, and
You can still enjoy the win though. Nothing wrong with
oh, don't worry, Hoss. I have enjoyed it, but
that.
I mean, I've got a lot of respect for my peers on here, and you know, I know what it feels like to lose a lot. So,
I got you.
and I guess part of me feels like if you treat people a certain way, they're liable to treat you the same way. So I feel like if I treat you guys with respect, then you guys are going to treat me with respect.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Trenches.
really, yeah.
Go ahead.
I just think about those types of things. But trenches, unfortunately, you guys didn't fare too well Saturday, but you did make it kind of interesting, I guess.
Yeah, lost by 9 at Kentucky. It was at least a little bit of a fight. You know what I mean? So I'm
Oh
happy
yeah,
with that.
it was.
Y'all really fought hard in that game. I mean, it was not what you think most times Kentucky they just impose their will but
Hmm.
no, not in that game. Y'all were definitely giving them all they could handle.
Yeah. And then, Wednesday we had probably the most exciting game Georgia's had all year.
Hmm.
Um, they take LSU. They're up by 9. LSU starts getting their momentum, comes back, and then with 2 seconds left, Chiba, which is the center, he ends up getting a layup with 2 seconds left and got fouled and made the free throw to make it a 3-point game. So it was exciting, kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, that's a great win for your Bulldogs there. I wasn't
Yeah.
able to see it, but I was happy to see y'all got the win.
Well, we get another little test Saturday. We got Florida at Florida, so that'll be fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which
then
spot?
following that, Hoss, we got the big one. Bama comes to Athens. That'll be a fun one.
That's right. Hey, it's going to be a challenging one.
Oh yeah.
So we kind of went over Saturday's games, but like you said, Charles, what happened Wednesday night? And before you speak, I just want to tell you guys that was a hell of a game. A hell of a game.
It really was, and it was kind of a slow start for both teams, really. And I was surprised by that because, you know, like I had said, most of our ranked matchups, usually the team we're playing gets out to a pretty sizable lead early, and we're having to fight our way back through the game. And then this one, it was kind of a little bit more of a back and forth type thing, And it was good to see that fight in the team, and at least see that they can get it done. They were able to in the end there, but again, the improved 3-point shooting was one thing, and then also getting to spread that ball around a little bit more. We were able to get some other guys involved, Nelson and Reitzel. So, I was pleasantly shocked, but definitely happy to get that win.
Well, Crane would. Oh, not here. Y'all remember that if you watch this, Trenches was here. Crane was not. What a shocker.
Crane hey, look, I think this is just me. I feel like, everybody, when Crane comes back next week, he's still gonna have to eat a little crow for Hoss.
Well, I look at it this way. I mean, it's anything can happen week to week, and I really thought we were going to lose that game. Y'all know I kind of even predicted they would beat us, and so like I said, I'm just happy to see we could actually get a ranked win.
Yes,
and albeit a close one, still just the fact that they were showing fight and keeping that intensity up even to the end. So.
So, that's the great thing about college basketball is you get at least 2 games a week. That's what's great. And that's also great because when you have a tough loss, it's easy to get over it when you come back with you know what I'm saying? Like you could lose on Saturday and then win on Tuesday and it's like, okay, well, it was only rough for a couple days, but it's also the same way you get a big win, then, you get a big win on a Saturday and then Tuesday you lose. It's like, what a shit.
Yeah.
Speaking of this Saturday, I'm looking at the SEC, and there's really, I don't really know that. Okay, to me, the best game I'm looking at right now, is probably going to be the 2 best games I see is Georgia at Florida, and I'm going to say Ole Miss at A&M.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think LSU and Bama will be that good. I think Alabama, being in Tuscaloosa, should handle that easily. Kentucky's playing at a really bad Arkansas team. I don't think Kentucky will have many problems. Auburn's going to Mississippi State. Mississippi State's one of them teams, man, where they beat us. It wasn't the hump, and Auburn's got to go to the hump. But I don't know. Mississippi State has just been really consistent, man. When they're on, they're on. But the problem is it's few and far between. But I don't know. Mississippi State might get up for this game. They need to. Auburn's still going to be ranked, in next week's polls. Even if they lost this game too against Mississippi State, they'd still be in the top 25. But you got Missouri at South Carolina. South Carolina is looking pretty tough, guys. They handled freaking Kentucky, man. They made Kentucky look silly out there, and it was nice to see.
Yeah. We're used to seeing the South Carolina women's team do good, but yeah,
Yeah.
to see the men's team come in there and do that, that's
Mm-hmm.
definitely impressive.
Georgia didn't have a problem with South Carolina, but yeah, I get you.
No, you're right. Y'all didn't.
Yeah. Missouri was
Maybe
such. Go
like you
ahead.
said, Carter, it's so up and down, man. Like it seems like teams just like that one. When Georgia played South Carolina, was at South Carolina, so it's like, all right, that should be their best shot. But the following, 2 weeks or the following game for Carolina, they beat the shit out of Kentucky. It's like there's this is just it's just so up and down in this sport.
Yeah.
There's consistency, but not a lot.
And thanks to Alabama, there's no longer any undefeated teams in the SEC.
That is
Yay.
correct.
Yeah. So, that's a good thing. Tennessee's got to play at Vanderbilt. I mean, oh my God, if we lost that game, holy shit. I mean, anything can happen. And I'm not going to, I would be thoroughly shocked if we lost at Memorial because Tennessee, we'll probably take over that gym, honestly, with our fans. So I don't think they're going to have much of a home court advantage.
Well, they're 0-5 in the conference right now, so I think that probably should be some indicator there. But
right. Yeah, so I'm not even going to go into this, break this game down or nothing because I don't really think there's much to talk about. But I'm going to look ahead to however, though, after that, Tennessee plays on Tuesday, and then guess who they play? The South Carolina Gamecocks.
Mm-hmm.
We get them in Knoxville, luckily. So that's a good thing. But Wednesday, Alabama at Georgia. Hold the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man.
Georgia is tough at home, too, so I don't think I don't know that.
Yeah, the other night they had Kirby in the house. I watched the Bama game and I saw what was it, Milroe?
Yep, Milroe was there in attendance.
Sure enough, they let the naysayers know. So it's going to be interesting to find out. I feel like these are the two top teams fighting for that rank position right now is Georgia and Bama.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I'm behind that.
But I mean, we could talk a little bit about the rankings, man. I mean, to me, like you got your top two tier, which I think is what Kentucky, Tennessee.
Yeah, we're ranked 5th. They're ranked 6th. Auburn's ranked 8th. But Kentucky and Auburn both took a loss, so that's going to change.
Yeah. Then after that, you got the Auburn. And then I know Ole Miss was ranked, but I feel like Georgia or Bama could beat Ole Miss. So I think those two are behind, kind of scratching to get in. And maybe South Carolina.
I want to say, was it you, Trenches? It was either you or Carter one that had mentioned the way their schedule started out, that it was a little misleading as far as their actual. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was one of y'all that had said that.
Yeah, I believe that's right.
But I mean, Georgia's in the same position. Y'all were in before the Auburn game. We're still looking for a ranked win. I mean, we got decent wins on there, but nobody ranked.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the only ranked opponent we have left on our schedule is Auburn. That's it.
I got a feeling Bama's going to be getting close to being ranked the way they're playing.
Yeah. Well, beating a top 10 team, I feel like, they're definitely above Georgia to get in.
Yeah. Alabama just had a brutal schedule, but I was listening, I think we probably all three of us do this, but, I listen to a lot of, Tennessee shows and whatnot and stuff like that, whether it's a podcast or radio. I think we all three probably do that with our teams. And they were talking about it this morning. They said people don't realize. I think people didn't realize when we won that Georgia game, but that was a big road win. Like at the time, it's like, because it was only like our second game or third game, I don't know. But Georgia is a really good team, and that was a huge road win for Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're kind of hoping teams like Bama and Georgia kind of get a ranking just to kind of help you, maybe move up in the long run.
Yeah, because I mean, if you go by the statistics of if you beat it, I don't know how they look at it exactly. I think they look at it at the end of the year. How many ranked wins did you get? Not if you look at it like, well, they beat this team and they were ranked then, but they're not ranked at the end of the year. It don't really count, I mean, at the time, because if you did, then okay, we could say, well, Ole Miss was a ranked win. But I guess it's not because they're not ranked. Because really the only ranked wins Tennessee has is they got Wisconsin, Illinois, and there's one more I'm forgetting, but it don't matter.
Still, that's why y'all are having the rank that you do. I mean,
yeah,
it's definitely being
Ole
taken
Miss was
into
third.
account.
yeah.
Wisconsin, Illinois, and Ole Miss.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So y'all know where the Final Four is this year?
Nope.
It's in
I do
Phoenix.
not. Phoenix. Okay.
Yeah. Kind of. It's pretty far for all of us.
Let's go.
Southeastern. SEC tournament's in Nashville though, so.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice to go to.
It is, man. It's just get ready for all the Big Blue. I mean, because that's what you're gonna see. You're gonna see Big Blue Nation showing the fuck out.
Oh yeah, they travel well everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I think I told Carter this the other day. I was like, you know what? That's fine. Let them travel. Let them try to, keep trying to dominate basketball. When football comes around, we're just going to take all that aggression out on your ass.
Yeah, there you go.
You got that right.
I gotta say, for the third time this year, okay, I gotta give a shout out to my boy DK Dalton Connect.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Got the glossy photo and everything.
that is, isn't it? Nice, right? Printed out right off my computer. Got
There
that
you go.
HP, whatever. Third week or his third time this year getting SEC Player of the Week. So he keeps this up, he'll get SEC Player of the Year.
He definitely was wearing us out in that game this last weekend.
Yep. And that was one of his lower end games. I mean, he still scored 25 points, but shoot, before that he had 39, 36, 31. So, but yeah, I think it's really, we're starting to really get in the thick of the SEC schedule, and this is where it gets real fun. Not that it hasn't been fun already, but like I said, Alabama. I can't wait for Alabama, Georgia. That's going to be a great game on Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they picked Florida, Kentucky for the ESPN prime time game. That was stupid. I mean, I guess they did that earlier in the year, thinking.
Yeah. I mean, it just sucks that Florida's going to come off that ass whooping from Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what sport it is. Fuck Florida. I'm going to shit talk them every chance I can.
I got you. Yeah.
I'm not going to jump too ahead because, we got a whole nother show next week. But the following Saturday for me is when it's going to be like, because the Vols have to go to Kentucky.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That's the SEC game of the year, probably.
It's our arch nemesis right there.
Well, I think Georgia proved that Kentucky can definitely be handled, and I think if there had been a little bit extra time, might have ended a little bit differently there. But
yeah, I think it's gonna be a hell of a game, man. Because look, Georgia played both teams close, Tennessee and Kentucky. 9 points is closer than it should have been. I feel like, but
yeah,
when Tennessee gets momentum, good God. They go on such a fucking run. I'm gonna probably put my money on Tennessee, even at Kentucky.
God. If we win that game, my God, dude, I'll be the happiest son of a bitch to ever walk the face of the earth.
You might be strutting a little after that kind of game.
I might smoke a cigar after that type of game. What do you mean, man?
In all fairness, Carter, now every time I've bet this year, that bet is lost. So it might just be the kiss of death for you.
Oh, thanks a lot, freaking Corso. No, I'm kidding, man.
He's just being real with you.
Yeah.
Hey, I get it.
Yeah, I think we got what? After that Bama game, South Carolina's got to come to Athens as well. So at least we got 2 home games back to back.
Oh, yeah, that always helps.
Yeah.
Where it gets tricky is when you have to do those back-to-back road games. Oh, those are hard.
What's great right now for Georgia, like Raheem is a senior, so that kind of sucks. But Blue Cane and Hill, and I think Chiba are all freshmen and sophomores. So there's a little bit of a building there going.
That's good.
Yeah, and they're all 5 of them, or all 3 of those guys are in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
I think you need a glossy photo of Mr. Kane, don't you?
Yes.
No, that he's just too fucking goofy to fucking print out. I don't want to give my printer some kind of weird ass virus.
He was born in Knoxville, so
That's probably why the look is there.
Oh.
You know what I do find weird about basketball? Because I mean, it's no secret. I mean, this is my first year really getting into it. It's almost like reverse of football. Like your home jerseys are always white.
Yeah.
It's so weird to me when I see that because I was watching the Auburn Bama game. I'm like, why the fuck is Auburn wearing the blue?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wait a minute. And then I just started putting 2 and 2 together. Like, yeah, Georgia wore white today, and Tennessee wore white when they played Bama. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Mm-hmm. Now sometimes like they'll wear their road colors, like when they have like I know Tennessee's had like an orange out before, and we'll wear the orange at home. But no, predominantly it's you wear your white at home, but think about it, that's most sports. Think about baseball. You wear white at home. Think about the NBA's always been white at home. And that's so
it just pisses me off. I paid money to buy it like I'm wearing a fucking away jersey because I thought it was the good one. Because that's all they had at the shop was fucking just red.
Right.
Football's always been different, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe LSU and the Dallas Cowboys have had it right this whole time. They're wearing, Cowboys always wear white at home. LSU always wear white at home. But
you don't have to say that those 2 teams are ever right.
Well, here's the funny thing. Football, I'm a big historian. The only reason teams have white jerseys, they never had them back in like basically the 30s and 40s and even part of the 50s. They never had a white jersey. The reason
if
why
a red team plays a red team, there's no interceptions and shit.
No, that's not it at all. It is for TV. Back in the day, they had black and white television. You could not tell on the TV the color, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So if both teams, let's say the Alabama was playing Ole Miss, you could probably differentiate a little. Like, okay, Alabama's jersey seemed to be a little bit lighter because Ole Miss would be navy or whatever. Or let's just say Arkansas and Alabama. Well, they're both wearing red. You're watching that damn TV. Okay, they both got white pants, red jerseys, red helmets. Who the fuck is who? So they said they need to start wearing white jerseys, and that's where the white jerseys come from, because of black and white television.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So there you go.
The more you know.
Because hell, used to, when Tennessee and Alabama played, it was always Bama. It didn't matter if it was in Birmingham or Knoxville or Tuscaloosa even. Alabama had on crimson, Tennessee had on orange. It didn't matter where. That's how they always played each other. And then, the whole TV
that's
thing.
True. Yep.
So
Wow.
I kind of wish they'd do that again. You know, bring it back for like a game or like 2 games. You know, like this year y'all come to Knoxville. Like, all right, let Alabama wear their crimson, we'll wear our orange, and then we play in Tuscaloosa the following year and let Tennessee wear orange. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that'd be pretty neat. I know Saban didn't want that, but maybe your new coach will.
Yeah, got to learn this whole new coaching staff.
Hey, I mean, y'all are getting a lot of Washington guys. I mean, if there's one team I feel bad for in all this college football mess, it's Washington. Dude, I heard today, I know this is a basketball show, but it's college, right? I heard today that freaking Washington, I'm not talking about just their starting 22. I'm talking about their first, second, and third teams on offense and defense combined. They have 2 players left on their roster.
Wow.
As far as like their like depth chart wise, like they have a second string linebacker and a third string safety. That's all they got. And that's
Wow.
from players graduating, players going to the draft, and players entering the transfer portal. That team is so fucking depleted. It's unbelievable.
I think you're feeling bad for the wrong team, Carter. I mean, think about it. I feel bad for Ohio State. You bring in all this talent, pay all this money, and then just to have them coached by Bill O'Brien, not fucking good, buddy.
Yeah.
I get it.
But going back to what you were talking about, I don't know if you remember, man, 2014, the cocktail party, Georgia and Florida wore the red versus blue.
Yeah, that's right. I remember when that shit started. Like, you know, originally USC and UCLA did it like in 2011, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some rule where they had to sacrifice, the road team had to sacrifice a timeout to do it. And so UCLA was playing at USC. And so, like, right before the kickoff, UCLA had to call a timeout. Well, USC didn't want to be like, well, you know, to make it like a disadvantage. So right after that, USC took a timeout to make the, you know, even up the odds. And then they did away with the whole timeout thing. So teams can technically, it's up to the home team. If whoever the home team is says, hey, you can wear your home uniforms here, then you can do it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that year it was UF versus UGA. So I think Florida was the home team.
Yeah. I got me one of these. I don't even know what the name of it's called, but it holds like your helmets. Like if you got those replica helmets, it's a wall mount for it. So I'm gonna put that on the wall.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah.
See,
Okay. Yeah.
have you seen the ones that are kind of like it's like a dip and it's got like a pad on it to hold your big ones?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This one is for a big one.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Which one are you gonna put on there? The black one?
I'm gonna switch them out.
Okay.
Might go white. I might go the white one. I might go the black one. I might go
Dark mode. Yeah.
Or I've got the white with the black face mask, and then I ordered an orange one too. So
you just gonna switch them out no matter depending on what y'all wearing for each game?
Yeah, the only thing I wish that Rydell would do is they have never released a full size smoky gray helmet. The minute they do that, dude, I'm buying it. I don't know why. I mean, dude, they've made replicas to the black face mask white helmet one we wore in 21.
Mm-hmm.
They did one for the black, and then they've done one for the orange. But why they never did one for the smoky gray is beyond me.
So Carter, the helmet I've always been looking for, I actually just since you mentioned that, I've been just started Googling and I just found it on eBay.
You better buy it.
Well, I mean, $300. I might wait till paycheck, but yes.
Yeah.
It's even got the stripes, dark visor, black face mask, like it's clean. It's that white one that Hoss that they wear for the recruits that we still haven't busted out for some fucking reason.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I want to put that one next to the red one.
Nice.
You need to get that black one y'all wore on mine too. The only problem with that was the fucking red face mask, dude. If y'all would have had just a black face mask, it'd have been cool.
Yeah.
And y'all lost too. That didn't help.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always been a fan of the red helmets, and I think these white ones are great. Just the black ones, kind of like, all right, it's there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like it's not like Tennessee's where it makes the T pop. Like nothing's really that special about our blacked out helmets.
I'm sure that they did another one. Maybe they should do like a matte black. I don't know. Put the red and white G on there. There you go.
There you go.
So before we go and stuff, I wanted to talk about who do you guys feel is your greatest all-time basketball player from your university? I know Georgia's, I'm sure, but Dominique Wilkins, yeah.
It's got to be.
All right, Hall, who do you think is the greatest Bama basketball player of all time?
Uh, well, I was always a Robert Ory fan, but that's just who I grew up watching. But I mean, yeah. I mean, there's probably been others before him, but uh, I don't know. He was always a favorite of mine, so
Um,
I'd have to pick him on a personal choice there.
okay, Robert Horry. Let's see. Let's read about him. Let's read about the man. All right, Robert Horry, born Robert Keith Horry, is an American former basketball player. He was born in, where was he born? Hartford County, Maryland. Dude is 6'10". But he grew up and went to high school in Andalusia, Alabama. He played college basketball at Alabama from 1988 to 1992. He was a first round 11th overall pick in the 92 draft of the Houston Rockets. He played the NBA from 92 to 2008. He was a point forward and a small forward. His number was 25 and 5. So he played for the Rockets from 92 to 96, the Suns for one season. Played with the Lakers for 97 to 03. Yeah, I remember Robert Horn. Hell, he's got a couple of damn rings playing with those Lakers.
Antonio McDyess was another I liked, and then I can't forget about Trail Sprewell too.
Yeah. This man's a 7-time NBA champion, y'all. 7 rings Robert
Yeah,
Horry has.
yep.
Oh, yeah, he's on those Rocket teams from the 90s. And then he went to he was on those 3 Phil Jackson Laker teams. And then
Mm-hmm.
'05 and '07, he was on oh, God, he was with the Spurs, too. Dude, this guy was on, like, the best fucking teams
Yeah,
ever, you know? And he was pretty good. He was a freaking all-star. Or
that's
he
what I
was
said. Yeah, he was always a favorite growing up.
second team All SEC in '92, third team All SEC in '90. He was on the SEC All Defensive Team in '92. Fourth team Parade All American. But yeah, this dude had quite a career. Um, nice. Jesus Christ, 7 rings, dude. Like he's about to run out of damn fingers. So, wow, okay.
What about y'all? Let's hear about y'all's teams.
I gotta go with my man Bernard King. You know, Bernie and Ernie. Um, I know he's in the NBA Hall of Fame. Uh, he's from Brooklyn, New York. He played at Tennessee from '74 to '77. He was a first round, 7th overall pick. He played from 1977 through 1993. He was drafted by the New York Nets, or the New Jersey Nets. He played there for a few years. He played with the Jazz, played with the Warriors, but he was most known for being with the Knicks. He's a 4-time NBA All-Star. He was a NBA Comeback Player of the Year in '81. He was the NBA scoring champion in '85. At Tennessee, he was a consensus first team All American in 1977 and 1976. And then he was a second team All American in '75. He's a 3-time SEC Player of the Year. We retired his number a few years back. He's probably our biggest player to ever come out of Tennessee, but he's not my personal favorite.
Okay.
my personal favorite is Chris Lofton, and that guy's been through a lot. He's had bouts with cancer. He never got to really have a he never got to have an NBA career because well, I know he had cancer, and he's alive now, or he's alive, but he there was some moments where I think it got pretty rough. But he was out of Kentucky, and he was also kind of short. He was only 6'2", which in the NBA standard, that's pretty. That's not real big. And but uh, he's two-time All-American. He was a SEC Player of the Year. He also held some kind of record too, some SEC record. I don't know what it was, but he could shoot a three, man, like nobody's business. But anyway, those are my two guys. Let's hear it, Trenches.
Well, I think the most famous is Wilkins, right?
Well, sure.
He's got to go down as the GOAT for Georgia basketball. But favorite is the guy who won 3 championships, like NCAA tournament championships for Georgia back to back to back. And that's Blue Cane in the next 4 years. It's going to be fucking great, guys.
Hey, I hear you. He's definitely got the swagger.
He does. His percentage is not that great, but when he gets hot, man, he'll hit a couple threes back to back.
Mm-hmm.
What's your guys' most favorite game? You have one?
I'm trying to think. Probably, as far as the one that comes to mind is one when Trevor Relaford was playing with us. I believe he had a last-second three-point shot from about half court that he hit to win the game for us. And recent memory, that's probably one of the most memorable ones to me. Now, I'm trying to remember who we were playing. It wasn't like a ranked game, but I think it was an SEC matchup. But I'd have to look it up to see the exact game. But
yeah, look it up. I'll try to find the highlights.
But I remember, of course, during the Wimp Sanderson years, watching a lot of games with my dad, my brother. We pretty much watched all the Bama basketball games back then for sure together. So.
Nice. I've always heard about was his name Wimp Sanderson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories about him. He was a really good coach at Alabama.
Yeah, he had a lot of great teams. So
yeah, he won the SEC a lot.
Yep.
What about you, Trenches? You got a favorite game?
Well, once again, first year watching, I think my favorite game is going to be Wednesday. I think this Bama Georgia game is going to be a fun one. Besides that, for this year, because that's all I got to pull off of, South Carolina. Actually, no, I'm going to take the last one, LSU, man, the 2-second win. It was awesome.
All right. I'm going to show you guys mine. You're about to be Carter. No, so my mom's first cousin, he's on that show, First 48.
Mm-hmm.
He's a detective, Memphis detective, and
I'm glad you said he was the detective on that show.
Yeah, definitely. This is like in the early seasons, and they'd show he's the bald guy, and anyway, he got us tickets to because we had. It's funny because him and my mom, he had come up here and this is before the basketball season. I'm still talking about football, and he's like, just wait till basketball. He's like, we'll play each other this year, and we're gonna beat y'all. We're gonna be really, really good. And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, I'll tell you what, we'll get tickets to the game. Well, little did I know then how big of a game that was going to be. So when that game finally came, Memphis is ranked number 1 in the country. Tennessee's ranked number 2. And it was at Memphis. And that was probably the craziest, or probably the biggest game ever in Memphis, because I don't know if, for them to be ranked number 1 and for us to be ranked number 2, and we had, of course, that's when we had Bruce Pearl, but there was it ain't like in football. When you play like a college football game, the away team has to give out like a certain allotment of tickets. You know what I mean? Well, in basketball, they don't do that. So there was hardly no Tennessee fans there, except for me and my mom and my stepdad. And like I didn't see any. There was a few behind the Tennessee bench, and I think that was like the coaches' wives and maybe some of the players' parents. That was about it. I mean, it was really bad. And it was just so freaking epic, man. Like, just for the whole state, it was crazy.
The other non-conference game in the middle of the conference schedule is Memphis. As it turns out,
Fucking
Memphis
traitor.
is number 1 in the country. Tennessee's number 2 in the country. You go to Memphis, staying right across the street from the FedEx Forum at the hotel. It looked like the Beatles or the Rolling Stones or the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan coming to town when we got to the hotel. I mean, the lobby was full. What an atmosphere in West Tennessee.
Well, it was a Final Four atmosphere. It had Super Bowl written all over it. That city was alive and jumping. Lines formed outside of the FedEx Forum, since early in the morning. It was a tremendous event. The highest watched regular season college basketball game in the history of ESPN. Not Duke, North Carolina, not Indiana, Kentucky, Memphis, Tennessee. What a proud day for Tennessee basketball to be in that environment. And what a tremendous step up the Vols had.
Passion, poison, country. I don't know if we are. But I do know we're 40 minutes away from being.
JP Prince puts it up and in, and John Calipari has called his final timeout. Here's Rose, way out front on the left side, drives down, pull-up jump shot on the baseline is good. It's been a one-man wrecking crew in the second half. Derrick Rose shoots Memphis into the lead. Lamar Smith gives to Lofton. Lofton bounce pass to Tyler Smith in the lane. Turns, fakes, follow-away jumper. Good by Tyler Smith in the lane. 13 seconds to go. Anderson down the lane. Pull-up jump shot way off the mark. Prince gets the rebound, and he's fouled. 4.5 seconds to go. It's a 2-point game. The second shot, no good. It's tipped out. Lofton's got it. 3 seconds to go, and he's fouled right away. 2.9 seconds to go, and Chris Lofton is going to go down to the other end and try and put this baby to bed. Second free throw on the way. Perfect. And Tennessee is not only the best team in the state of Tennessee tonight, Tennessee is the number 1 team in the country, as Tennessee has come to the FedEx Forum to knock off the top-ranked Tigers.
It's a good one.
But then we lost to Vanderbilt on that following Tuesday.
Hey, I looked it up. It was against Georgia in that game. It was in 2013.
All right, let's see if I can
And
find
we were
highlights.
tied at 58 when the shot was made. So
LL versus UGA basketball.
Hopefully get one of those type of games next week, House.
yeah, because we had the lead early in that game, and y'all came back and was like just
It's perfect.
punishing us and tied it up there with
Look, it's
very little to go.
It's even like the little ESPN thing. So look at this. They'll make it all dramatic and shit.
On the Alabama Crimson Tide. Coliseum in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Over 50% from 3. If he's open, he might as well keep shooting.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Sunvold. Those shooters free as well.
You see that, Trenches? The home team's wearing white.
I noticed.
Georgia's wearing their black jerseys too.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Help, and he gets it.
Uh-oh.
Now he turned it over. Good defense on the Bulldogs.
Yep. And right when Relaford threw it and knew it was a turnover, he probably should have fouled. That's a big-time rebound.
Dante Williams tried to get it to Vincent Williams, but there's your guy, Obasahan.
So well coached defensively, guys coming weak side. So if I put
Them Alabama's whipping their ass right now.
And that means the teammate's open, or you've got either.
Georgia comes back. Sure.
Down to 14. Down to 12.
To Florbius.
Well, shit, down to 10.
second may make the wrong decision.
Down to 9.
Where he goes and when he doesn't go.
Florvius. Back to Morris. Oh, he has knocked down some big shots. Last 5 games, he's
7-point game.
for Alabama. Jurisic. Woo! 6-3. And man missed the free throw, but Jurisic.
Man, where's the foul? God.
Georgia with a basketball and a chance to tie. KCP.
Oh,
Boom.
Damn, that was a deep
Damn.
three.
How about that? Man, lost it. Relaford.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a shot.
Man, I was jumping around my living room when that happened.
I bet.
I bet you may have uploaded a YouTube video after that one.
I believe I did.
The officials routinely check the monitor as they are now. No question about that. Anthony Jordan takes one look.
What a game.
What a finish.
Yeah, I don't know if the game Wednesday will have that kind of finish, but it'll definitely
It'd
be
be
a
cool.
good one.
Trevor Relaford has had. And what a way to end regular season. Nothing but the bottom of that twine.
I mean, John, that would be something.
Levi, I don't know if you saw Levi Randolph there. I've got one of his game-worn jerseys. I got one of the years.
Oh,
It
really?
was actually for the football spring game. They were selling some different merch, and I was able to get one of his jerseys. So he was a good player too. But I'm just saying.
Look at the stuff up next Carter can pick. It's Dion, Kayjon Boutte getting caught with shit, Kirby Smart, Mick Mars. And then at the bottom, it looks like Mick Mars is trying to be the fucker right in the pussy guy. Like, it's so
Oh
weird.
yeah.
The weirdest fucking Regis and Kelly. Like, what the
Oh,
fuck?
no. Oh, that
Oh,
punt
yeah.
return haunts my dreams. You want to see one of the best punt returns ever, but it was against us?
Yeah, click it.
Like, oh my God. This is.
Line drive punt taken at the 40. That's Adams.
Derek Dooley coached team here, guys.
Oh wow.
He's staying home. Now he does a tightrope act. Boy, Houdini's in the house.
Goodness gracious.
Free, and nobody's home to watch that house. Touchdown, Hogs! Holy hog!
Wow.
Man, we really should bring back Dooley for Tennessee.
Mm-mm.
Y'all didn't give him enough of a chance, guys.
I can't remember what game it was. There was one of the games when Dooley was y'all's coach where your quarterback threw a pass directly to him on the sideline. Like he caught it.
Yeah, Derek Dooley can catch a ball, son.
And they're like, when you're completing passes to your coach on the sidelines, it's not a good day.
I'm sure there was a moment right about
They actually said that.
where Bobby Petrino was saying, "Get down. We're at the 35. Are you kidding me?"
I forget who your quarterback was.
Tyler Bray.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
Now it's third down and a mile for Tennessee. 8th time they've had third down and 10 or more. You don't want to be in that
Oh, I was at this
situation.
game. It was horrible.
Bray has plenty of time.
Watch this.
Fires it to the sideline.
He just slams the ball.
Yeah.
What a catch, though. He just said, "Goddamn."
Well, when you're head coach and you're trailing by 17, it's not good news.
Yeah.
There it is.
There you go.
Good hands, though.
Good hands, though.
I just love how pissed he was when he threw the ball down.
Got a feeling that might make Sports Center somewhere along the line.
It might. That's the picture of frustration right now for Tennessee. Are they better than
Sorry to be bringing up bad memories, Carter, but I did
Sorry.
always think that was funny. Though.
I love this video. It's called Dooleyisms. This guy was a special kind of stupid.
He had quite a few.
The Germans.
When I got a text from Mike kind of saying, are you, I'm just texting you to see if you're interested. First off, I was glad I knew how to text. So I knew right away that eliminated a lot of the coaches in this profession because they didn't even answer it. All right.
I got the AD's permission at the same time.
That's right. I had it on my calendar, and when I saw it yesterday, had I known I was going to have to come out here and speak to you guys, I would have made sure we played better on Saturday. Right now we're like the Germans in World War II. All right, here comes the boats. It was coming. The binoculars, like, oh my God, the invasion is coming. All right, that's what they did. They were in the bunkers. It's coming. They call Rommel. They can't find Rommel. What do? I'm not doing anything till I get orders. Have you gotten Rommel yet? All right. And the Americans were the exact opposite. We hit the beach and we're on the wrong spot. What do? I don't know, but these guys are firing. We better go hide over there and blow some stuff up to get up there. They weren't looking for, and I mean, that's so we got to make that transition.
Did he just say we're like the Germans?
he
German
did.
people to get
Pretty much my
I'm
team
not
is Nazis,
attacking.
is what he's basically saying.
But that's what happened.
Not the best analogy.
You had one
Oh,
group,
what a fucking
they weren't worried
idiot.
about what the
Since
plan
Grant's
was and the orders and all that. When the war
They
hit,
learned it all
things
going bad.
changed. You got to
I like-
go.
Guy,
Another group. Now wait a minute. They told us
I
the
wonder if it's got
invasion
the part on here
was
about
way
how
further north,
telling his
where
players
we
how to
had the
use a
empty
wash
tanks and we were
cloth or
hiding
something.
Oh
past
yeah, it's on here.
We weren't ready for this. Now what do? Well, we better wait till Rommel tells us what to do. I hope I got my names right. So he doesn't even know history. Or are you like the king historian around here? Or, huh? All right. History minor at Tennessee. I read him a little Richard from Richard III from Shakespeare, For Want of a Nail. I don't know if y'all ever heard For Want of a Nail, for want of a horseshoe nail. One little horseshoe nail can bring down a whole kingdom. That's what it did back in the 1400s. They were very engaged in it. I asked if they had read Shakespeare, and, they tried to recite some of the old English language, which none of them understood. And I told them I didn't understand their language of today. I know a lot of you guys have heard Jim Stockdale, prisoner of war, Vietnam. I don't know if you've read about him. 8 years he was a prisoner of war, 8 years, and tortured, beat down, and they, of course, everybody, when he gets out, he survived it. And everybody says, well, how did you do it? And very solution oriented the whole time he was in there. And they say, well, who didn't survive? And he says, the optimists. And of course you go, what? Because you're told, hey, everything's going to be okay. But what he said was that the optimists would say, I'm going to get out by Christmas. And then Christmas would come. I'm going to get out by Easter. And then Easter would come. Well, I'm going to be out by the summer. And then the summer would come and their spirit would get broken and they die because they'd quit. And so the point of it is that you never lose hope. You never lose faith in what the end of the story is going to be. And I told the team that. Never. I don't have any doubts that Tennessee is going to be what Tennessee expects to be. Yeah, I mean, the punt return game the other night, it was that guy just, that was he hit 2 punts and he cross-kicked them. They went 60-something, but I think they were about, if you did Pythagorean's theorem, A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
I'm trying to get to the part where
that is.
he talks about teaching them how to use soap and water.
That's geometry, man. My high school coach used to do that, though. He was one of the all-time players. And now, when you're in this position, you're going to get criticized if you don't get results.
Sure they're out on the field, or he's on the field where
they're fair or right. Exactly. It's just the way it is. Like Bruce Horn.
Oh, maybe not. Well, shit.
And now it's
It's
third down and a
Uh,
mile for Tennessee.
yeah, but what happened was, let's see, wash rags. Yeah. Oh hell, I can't find it. But
Yeah, that's
oh, here it is. I know. Practice. Basically, what happened was our players was like a scabies outbreak or something.
Yeah, that ain't
And
good.
no, and he was like, I had to teach a class on how to properly bathe, and I showed him to just take a wash rag and take the soap and lather up the rag. Like literally was saying this to the media.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, I mean, and then we didn't do much better when we hired Butch Jones. We went from Derek Dooley, who was calling our team Nazis, and then the thing I hated about Dooley was, man, he would down our players. Like we had this one defensive lineman named Jacquez Smith, and he was a real like big guy. Like dude was ripped. I mean, he had huge arms, and he wasn't a bad player, but they were talking about him. He said, "Oh, Jacquez, yeah, he looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane." Literally said that to the media.
Ouch.
Yeah, and then the whole wash rag thing, and then I mean, just all the time. And then Butch Jones comes in, and he's talking about, we're champions of life, and our players have 5-star hearts. It's kind of like, damn.
Yeah.
Energy vampires, and that's what he called the media. Yeah.
Between those two and Pruitt, it's like, damn.
Then we had of course, Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
Which we should have listened to Al. Oh my God, I can't think of his name. What was the guy that owned the Raiders for years?
I don't know that.
Was it Al Davis?
Could be.
He owned the Raiders for years, and he was like Jerry Jones before Jerry Jones. He's real hands on, and like there's even a 30 for 30 about. I think it's called Al Davis versus the NFL.
What did he say about Lane?
Well, the Raiders were having a bad year, and they fired their coach middle of the year, and Kiffin was their OC. So he promoted Kiffin to be the head coach. And he didn't do much better. And so we hired Kiffin to come to Tennessee. So he kind of left, or, he left the Raiders or whatever. And Al Davis was like, I feel bad for the University of Tennessee and the whole, he talked about like Pat Summitt's legacy and how Lane Kiffin was going to tarnish he said, you're hiring a guy who's going to tarnish that program, and he's a snake and he won't stay. He'll leave after a year, and he was fucking right on. Like Kiffin left us in the middle of the night,
Mm-hmm.
He indeed did.
So now he's just a big ass troll.
Yeah, he loves to tweet.
And he's taking his shots at Ohio State this week.
Mm-hmm.
LSU, Auburn.
He's taking tons at Georgia.
Oh yeah. Oh, takes him at Tennessee too.
That's the thing, though, man. Like, all right, so I know we're talking basketball, but I mean, we lost two of the top 5 coaches, right, this year.
Yeah.
As much as I it's not that I can't stand Lane, but I just don't really respect his style. It is nice to have some kind of characters in the sport. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I guess that'll wrap it up for this edition of Cover 4.
Yes.
Oh, don't worry, Megan. You would have loved